Okay, World of Tanks Blitz have just done a Reforged Ultra Test update stream. That stream lasted for about an hour and 35 minutes, but I am going to summarize for you the key points for the upcoming Ultra Test, including the changes that they've made to the game based on the player feedback, and most importantly, when that Ultra Test is occurring and how you can all take part. Okay, so Alexandra and Tony taking us through the update. And the first thing is what is going to happen when you log into the Reforged update. Now, for those of you who tested before, you will know this already, that the Reforged Ultra test is completely separate to the existing game. However, your current player profile will be transferred over to the Reforged Ultra test, and that means that your username, the tanks that you have in your garage at the moment, and your player statistics will be transferred over to the Reforged Ultra test and to the game when it actually comes out. Now, the first thing you'll notice here, this is Tony's account, and he has 205 tanks in the current version of the game, but only 203 tanks being transferred across into the Ultra test. Do not worry about that, players. All of your tanks will be transferred across. Tony has 2 test tanks in his account that are not available for release yet, which is why there is a difference there in this example that they've shown. But you can see his 33 premium tanks and his 114 collector tanks are all being transferred over. So that is good news, and we will talk more about tanks and the research and ownership of tanks a little bit later on. But so they're also going to show you what resources are going to transfer over as well, noting that there's going to be slightly different currencies in the new game. But again, it's just showing you it's going to be fair and equitable as best as possible in transferring to these new mechanisms that are coming into the game. Okay, so we'll cover off the stats element as well, and you will be pleased to hear that all of the stats are transferred from the existing game into the new game. Again, this is Tony's profile. We'll just let this run through, and we'll stop it as the next screen comes up. And you can see here all of his battles ranked random, number of victories, and you can see here it says under average scores in ranked battles that he has a 53.39% win rate. Now let's run this on and you will see, again, there we go, average score in random battles, damage dealt, and a win rate of 66.06%. Again, more stats, how battles been played by different classes, and all of the badges and medals earned by tank and in total. So that is good news. Okay, there's some gameplay footage here, and the first thing you'll notice is the team colours at the top have gone back to green and red. That hideous blue colour has gone, and really all they're doing here is talking about how they've sharpened up the graphics, improved it, the blurriness has gone away, just trying to make the game more visually appealing, change some of the maps a little bit. All in all, just trying to make things a little bit better. They also talk in here about the FPS drops that happened in the last game and how that's been improved. And also, for those of you who want to play with 120 FPS, that is built into this update version of the game, but it is not recommended at the moment. It can be a little bit unreliable. Of course, you can try it, but if you are getting FPS issues, the recommendation is that you play at 60 frames per second, not at the 120. But all in all, just improvements to the graphics to make the game a little bit better. And the crew voices, the national crew voices, are also back in the game as well. So one of the main changes we were advocating for after the previous test was the return of the tech tree. And as you can see here, it is back in some fashion. This is the US line that they're showing us here as an example. And there are further examples of how you can organize the tech tree in different ways by columns and rows and so on. I won't bore you with the details on that. But you'll also notice there's some pretty funky icons there, an eagle, golden eagle next to the M3 Lee, and that is because sets are also in this version of the game, and they are just showing you how you can have both a set and a tech tree mechanism of organizing the tanks. But all in all, that is good news. They also mentioned that although you can see tier 7 is a top tier, and this will not be rectified for the Ultra test, for the Reforged update, tier 10 will return as the top tier. They've also introduced this all tanks screen as well, and this has every single tank that is available in the game, whether or not you have it in your garage or not. And you can see there's ones here with ticks against them, which would indicate that Tony has these tanks in his garage. But you can filter by nation, by tank type, and then there are some buttons at the top if you're looking for a specific tank, such as an autoloader, various different filters that you can use. So again, just makes it slightly easier to look for tanks and see which ones are available, see the ones you don't have, or as somebody put in the chat, you can see on one screen how much money you've spent playing the game. But there you go, just another improvement. Okay, so sets are going to continue to be in the game, and it's really important that they have listened to us on this as well, because in the previous version of the game, if you did not own a tank, but you had researched it, that tank would not be available to you in the game. You had to have owned the tank. There is a slight change. If you own a tank and is in your garage right now, then during the Ultra test and the Reforged update, you will have that tank available to you, and the set that that tank is in will be unlocked and ready for you to play. However, if you have researched a tank, the set will remain locked. You will have to unlock the set, but then any progress you have based on the tanks that you have in that particular set will automatically update to the tanks that you have researched. So good news on that front. Slightly different approach, and one that has definitely made it much more appealing to us. Now, keys do get mentioned. Let's listen to what Alexandra has to say about keys. It's quite interesting.
The keys are not well taken.
That is right, Alexandra. The keys are not well taken, and that is because it is a double jeopardy situation in terms of progressing tanks. At the moment, you buy a tank for credits, you play it, you earn the XP, you update the modules, and once you've upgraded the necessary modules, you then purchase another tank for credits. In Reforged, you need to acquire keys, and you do get 30 keys for free, for example. And Alexandra is going to tell us that you don't have to buy keys, you can get them for free, but ultimately you have to earn the keys first before you can then purchase the tank for credits. So it is double bubble.
This is the test. This is how the thing works on the Ultra Test 2. Currently we have keys. Yes, even if your tank is researched but not purchased, the set will be closed. You will.
And there we go again. So if you own the tank right now, the set will be unlocked. If you have a tank that is fully researched, but you do not currently own it, then in the new version of the game, you have to unlock that set with these magical keys.
Need keys to open it. I want to emphasize that the keys can be obtained for free. It's not super complicated, it's not hard.
Okay, so if the keys can be obtained for free and it's not super complicated and it's not hard, then why have them in the first place?
Test it, check the player level, check how you can get keys. You will get 30 keys at the start. From the very beginning, just to unlock the sets you wanted for a long time, it's test. You can spend the resources without any worries that they will affect your current account. So just test it, spend the currencies, spend some time to test it, experiment, and share your feedback.
Okay, so again, just emphasizing there that the Ultra test is separate from the current game, so you can use the resources available in the Ultra test, including the free keys, to get a feel for how this is going to work in the game. And as she's mentioned there, give the feedback. Keys is a pretty contentious issue, but this is a chance for the player base to give even more feedback on what they think about it.
As usual. But I see your comments. So
Yeah, we do see all of
please
your
don't
comments.
spam
So
in the
Okay, they're seeing the comments in the chat there. So again, get involved in the Ultra test. I'll explain how to do that very shortly, and make sure you give your feedback on keys if it's something you are passionate about. Another hot topic has been tank restoration, but as Tony is about to demonstrate here, you can restore tanks in Reforged. These green tokens here are all the different tanks that Tony can restore if he chooses to. But a very important note here from Alexandra is that once you've restored a tank in Reforged, you cannot sell that tank again.
you can see all the certificates for all the tanks you're able to restore.
Cool. So you will have the opportunity to restore the tank that you have sold, but you will have this opportunity only once, because in the first update you cannot sell the tanks, but you can restore them. Can you restore any of the vehicles
Sure.
that you have?
Just
there
to
you go, there's confirmation. But also notice here on the right hand side, when he's clicked on one of these icons, it says that the icon may contain a particular tank. They make the point here that's just a glitch, and it absolutely will contain the tank that you are looking to restore, as this graphic shows the restoration of his STG.
You have this opportunity to restore the tank only once, because you cannot sell it in the Reforged. So
yeah, once you restore it, it stays with you forever.
yeah.
Control customization, again, another issue from the previous version of the game. And here you can see Tony is happily moving stuff around for people who play on a tablet. And you can change the size of these things as well. So again, that is good news if you are a touch player. Next up is the sticky subject of commanders. Let's have a listen to what they've got to say about commanders, because we all know they were another controversial feature.
Yes, commanders. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Commanders is, and especially was, one of the most discussable feature within our player community. And we introduced a bunch of changes to address that feedback.
You're right, Tony. It was a hot topic. So let's have a listen to the changes that they've made, noting that national crew voices is a huge step in the right direction, because at least now we don't have to listen to the nonsense that the likes of Duncan was spouting in the last version of the game. But let's have a listen.
Everything's not final yet. We want to hear your feedback on the system as it is now, but we do understand that this is not final, and we have, it may be not final, it is not final, and it is a long way to go together with you guys. It works not only for commanders, but for all key systems of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so again, emphasizing nothing is final, and therefore this is another good opportunity for you to get involved in the Ultra test. And if you have any feedback about commanders, make sure you get that fed into the game.
And especially for commanders, I know that currently there is some uncertainty within the community.
I'm not sure there is uncertainty, Tony. I think the player base don't like it, and Wargaming do like it.
Things like our previous communications or current communications, and players might not fully understand how we approach the balancing of commanders, how we approach the distribution of commanders. So currently, it's all in balance in terms that it's not yet fully decided.
Okay, so that's good news. They haven't fully decided, and again, we don't know how they're going to balance them. But at least they are still listening to opinions on it.
We're analyzing, having internal discussions with product owners, with everyone on the team, listening to your feedback.
Okay, so listening to our feedback's great, but he mentioned discussions with product owners. I wonder what that means. Branding of commanders, for example, who knows? But interesting. It's not just the player base that's being asked for their opinion on this.
Waiting survey info that you give us, trying to put it all together and understand how we actually want to approach balancing and especially distributing commanders. So now there is like no final single answer that can tell you like how we want to do it, because to be honest, we're still figuring it out. But the moment we figure it out, we will let you know. But for now, play Ultra Test 2, check if you like it, check if you have any comments, check if you have any suggestions, and share everything with us on Discord or with the surveys that everyone will get after the Ultra Test start.
So here's all of the commanders, and there have been some visual changes. I'm not convinced Duncan, get his name right this time, had a shaved head in the last version, but he certainly has now. Olivia has lost. I think she may have had purple hair, but is still sporting loads of cans of graffiti paint. I'm not sure what's happened to Anthony. I think he was almost military in the first place. And Lisa, despite being the commander of a tank destroyer, which could potentially have a 155mm gun, she still has a sniper rifle, but at least it's only one sniper rifle, because in the last graphics from the previous test she had two, believe it or not. Okay, so a bit more game footage here, and this gives me the opportunity to tell you that the Ultra Test is happening on the 29th of May. Anybody who plays the game is eligible to take part in the Ultra Test. Wargaming will be sending out messaging to invite people to log in to the Ultra Test server. They have said it is available on all platforms, whether you be on Android, an Apple device, you play via a PC, although you may need to do it via Steam, I'm not 100% sure, but effectively there is no need to register. You can simply download the client from Thursday, the 29th of May, and you can start playing the Ultra Test Reforged version. And they have also said that there is a reward for people who complete the feedback form. That again will be information will be distributed by Wargaming. So there you go. It looks promising. Everything you have in the game at the moment, tanks and stats, all get transferred across. Graphics are improving as you would expect. The tech tree is back. Crew voices are back in. Even the green colouring for the friendly team is back. And this is another chance for us to take a look at the game and give feedback, positive as well, not just negative. If there's something that you do like about the new version of the game, then make sure you feed that in as well. Now, I hope you found that video useful. Let me know in the comments, give a thumbs up, and make sure you subscribe. Thanks for watching.